All right. Welcome to the That's It Fantasy Football Podcast.
What up?
Week number 3. So long. Week number 4. Let's fucking get it. How we doing?
Doing better.
Wonderful, baby.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Low scoring week, right?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Except for the two high scorers play each other.
Except for that matchup.
Yeah. Very unfortunate. But so
I did everything right. I switched out Herbert. It didn't burn me essentially. Like I couldn't pick Goff or Wentz. I picked the right one. It's just, it's all right. You gotta right the ship.
Gotta do it. That's it.
True story.
All right. So we will get into the highs and lows of last week before we foreshadow into what we think is going to happen this week.
Yes.
So with that being said, let us check in with those highs and lows.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So does anybody want to start with their high quarterback?
Sure.
We got.
Why not? I had high Joe Burrow just because he wasn't so high for a while. People were probably writing him off. He's playing the Jets, but that's a good way to start going up and being on more highs. So that was a nice, good high. Good for him. He had to turn around at some point. So good start.
All right. Lau, who you got?
I'm going to be selfish and highlight my guy, Mr. Jackson, this week with his 47.3 points.
Makes sense.
Clearly a major deciding factor in my matchup. So I'm very stoked for that. He's playing lights out, and I'm very excited, both as a fantasy player and a fan.
Yeah, no, that's when you have your player on your team that you support is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I will go with a Jalen Hurts. His name is
yes,
Jalen
sir.
Hurts. 340, 3 tutties. I think he had all 3 touchdowns in the first half. I think he had like 31 points in the first half, and he finished with 33.
Yes, sir.
I think it's the second time he put up 30 in the first half and didn't put up a touchdown in the second. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right. Sorry about that. Some technical glitch. On my screen, it looks like you guys switched places, but it's great.
Yeah, it'll probably record like that.
So my high receiver for the week, Chris Olave, 9 catches, 147 yards, a rookie explosion, some deep bombs in the game. So it was that was cool to see. So Chris Olave was my high receiver for the week. Jake, what do you got?
I went with Mr. Hollywood Brown. I don't know if I said it on here before, but I'm not high on him. He 14 catches, 140 yards. Didn't see it coming. Like that's just a lot. It also, won his matchup. But that's besides the point. It was just a random stat line for someone who. That's just a random 14. That's a lot for him. It just was kind of high. So it was just not expected. I would never have expected him to do that well. And especially on Call of Duty XP weekend, Murray was definitely throwing the ball. And that's it. Yeah, he's my high.
Wow, who you got?
I picked a guy who was on somebody's bench, and I'm sure they were disappointed because Go Birds, Devontae Smith had 30.9, 8 catches for 169 yards and a touchdown. And his catches looked good, too.
Wild.
Yeah. Yes, that is very wild.
Yeah.
It was It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Who they play again? Commanders.
Washington.
Whew.
No.
Fools. My high running back for the week. 141 rushing yards and a touchdown. And you guys are like, who the fuck is that? That's impossible. Nobody rushes for 141 yards this year. False. None other than a Cordell Patterson, Atlanta Falcons running back.
Yes, sir.
Pretty crazy.
He's been crushing it this season. It's wild.
Yeah, turn him into a running back, and he's like tall. You see when he runs, he's so weird looking, but he's a running back. But yeah,
he's not like
Big stuff.
as big as Brandon Jacobs, but like he is tall like that.
Tall. Yeah, he's tall. He looks like a
He's
slot
just not as
receiver.
thick as Brandon was. Brandon was like a thump truck running through.
Yeah, built like a receiver, and he's lined up behind the quarterback, like over the quarterback, tall as shit.
It's
And
like
then
AJ
just, like,
Green as a running back.
It's strange. It's weird.
Yeah.
But he like cuts and everything. So it's definitely keeping up from last year for sure.
Jake, who do you got for your high running back?
I have Mr. Derrick Henry. I think I put him as my bold prediction last week to get under 10. I guess I lit the fire under him, and he became Derrick Henry again. 25 points.
Yeah.
Classic.
That was another 10.
Yeah, he looked like a bruiser. Certainly, I was watching some of that.
Yeah,
good old Reds.
he was doing.
Love it.
Lau, who you got?
And for me, I got a guy who seemed like even though it was kind of due to an injury, but it seemed like he was shining anyway. Old faithful Jamal Williams had 20 carries, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 catches for 20. 24
I
points.
think he has a touchdown every. He has a touchdown every game so far.
Yeah, he's been crushing it, man.
He's doing all right.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I heard a stat that he has like the most touches inside like the 10-yard line or something like that.
I believe it. That's like his bread and butter, you know?
That's what he's doing. Yeah, Swift is getting the big runs, and he's just knocking it in there.
It's wild.
Very much so.
Let's see here. What was it doing? We just did running backs? Okay, so we're going lows now, right?
Going to lows, yeah. There you go.
Sorry.
Low quarterback.
Low quarterback, right. I tried to find on the matchups, too, so I could tell you why I thought they were so low. My low quarterback was Matt Stafford, 249 yards, no touchdowns. Against Arizona, and I feel like everybody scores on Arizona, so that was kind of surprising. Now, Cooper Kupp did get a touchdown, but it was actually a rushing touchdown. So Stafford, no points for that. However, if I can just gripe for a second, Aaron Rodgers does like handoffs, and they give him passing touchdowns to Aaron Jones. But if it's like a flick to, you know what I mean? Like sometimes
I'll go forward.
I just don't know. Like,
it was off the screen.
What sometimes I look these handoffs are like passes.
Lamar Jackson's touchdowns was a shovel pass about a foot forward to Mark Andrews. You know?
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes just throws it underhand.
Yeah, so Matt Stafford.
Nice. My low was the chef. I went with the cook. I went with Russell Wilson. He has now progressed in all 3 games. I believe he had maybe 20 like a light 20, then a 12, and now a 9. He stinks still. Eli had the best joke on the Manning cast saying that you should pay the punter $252 million.
Yeah, that's
good. Wilson stinks.
He addressed it today.
He did. He said, Chad Powers? I'm 3-0 against Chad Powers. But, he stinks, and he's on my low, I think, 2 weeks in a row now. I don't want to offend anyone, but he stinks, and that's it. The same way I talk about Henry, he goes up. I talk about Wilson, he goes worse. So, it's fun.
Isn't that weird? Right.
Wilson stinks.
Wow, who you got?
There really wasn't that much else like bad quarter play to look at, essentially. So I went with someone who went relatively low, especially considering his draft value this year. Patty Mahomes had 19, which is still pretty good for a quarterback, but you kind of expect more from him. And then, The guy on Jeff's bench had 31, and now he's trading him away. So.
It's true. It's true. Hey, listen, if you want to switch and give me the other quarterback, I'll take that deal too. So, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, man.
So my low receiver, and this is probably gonna, obviously we record these, so you can go back and play this next week after it happens. But he scored 40 last week. He scored 5.3 this week. He's gonna score 40 this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, 2 catches, 33 yards, putting up some week 1 Kyle Pitt numbers. Come on, man. That was, who's expect? That's crazy. That's like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you don't expect him to do 40 twice in a row, but you don't expect that much of a drop.
No.
Still expect double digits.
I'm sure maybe the other guys you're choosing this receiver, but I don't know if maybe I'll lead into it. But Justin Jefferson had 4.4.
And that's a perfect segue for my low receiver. 4.4. I mean, that's like that'd be as big as if Stephon Diggs got 4.4. Like that's surprising. Justin Jefferson is now like the most guarded receiver in the league.
What's crazy is that Tyreek Hill was matched up this week, and the matchup was in our league against Justin Jefferson. So it was like, you can't make it up. Like, if you're having a 4.4 week, you're like, fuck, I got to outscore the WR1, and always Tyreek Hill at 5.3. It keeps you in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So, he's every highlight I see now is him just being, like, triple covered. Like, he's such a threat, and you take that away, and obviously what are you going to do? That's 2 weeks in a row now. He got stopped by Slay, and he got stopped by the entire freaking Lions defense. So, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty shaky. I'd be nervous, and Justin Jefferson's below.
Wow, who you got?
I picked someone who scored a tenth of a point less than that. Allen Robinson had a 4.3.
Oof.
Not really panning out this year so far, huh?
No.
Yeah, no, he's doing his thing.
Touchdown I heard last week, but
yeah,
or in week 2, or maybe it was week 3. He dropped a touchdown pass, but that's about it. Okay, yeah. I think he's been on here on the lows too for maybe 2 out of the 3 weeks that we've had.
Yeah, week 1.
Oh well, yeah.
2.2 week 1.
All
right.
While we're still talking about lows, while their team overall this year, I'm talking about their fantasy team overall this year has had a lot of highs. Okay, they are feeling a lot of highs. They're pretty high up there. This had to be a low, okay, and it is. Let me read the stat line here. It was 36 yards and a fumble. I don't know how many attempts that was off the jump here, but it was Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
the game was boring.
Yeah,
12 attempts, 36 yards, no touchdowns. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure
Aaron
nobody
Jones
wanted to
gets my
play
low.
that game.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure nobody wanted to play that game.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
listen,
looked
my
awful.
my RB1 is hurt, and he still put up more than 6.7. Again, it's not saying much.
Again, yeah. Game sucked.
So if you want to make a trade, let me know.
I think he was on the high. I think he was on the high last week. Aaron Jones was
30
on the high
points, yeah.
in the game against
32
against
points.
the Bears. The Bears. The Bears are weird too, right? So that was your running back low. I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor.
Ooh.
That's your
This
boy.
is not, we do it weekly, so there's no reason to bring up his numbers in the past 3 weeks now. However, this past week, he scored 1 whole point more than Cam Akers. And Cam Akers fucking sucks.
And Cam Akers finally decided to play a little bit this week.
Yeah, and Jonathan Taylor played to his level, so it's a shame. He scored 12.1 to Cam Akers' 11.1. That's rough.
Yeah, no, that's rough.
That's the first overall pick in any league. That's tough.
Yeah, I listen. I agree. I agree.
And that's my low.
All right.
Boom.
Well, listen, that will conclude this week's highs and lows.
No, it won't, because I didn't name my running back.
Well, then it won't. Let's get back into highs and lows.
All right, closing it out. I picked a Jay Williams running back as a high. I'm also picking a Jay Williams running back as a low. Javonte Williams at 9.0.
How many?
Back
9
to back.
even.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back to back on the lows. We had 2 Wilson lows back to back. Russell Wilson, 2 Javonte Williams lows.
The only thing worse.
Let's ride.
The only thing worse. The only
Is being a fan of the Broncos.
If you were a Broncos fan.
Nah, let Russ cook, bro. Chill out.
Bro, let me tell you something. We can talk about Russ cooking for like 1 second, but I almost changed my team name to Golden Corral. That motherfucker wasn't cooking nothing. It was a cheap, shitty buffet. I don't want the fucking buffet anymore.
Well, the problem is Golden Corral at least puts out a lot of food.
Yeah, and Golden Corral also has a lot of kids fucking picking their nose and then putting their hand in the chocolate fountain. That's what I feel like I was getting.
I didn't know Golden Corral's had a chocolate fountain. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
He's putting a finger in your chocolate
stinks.
fountain.
Russell Wilson stinks. Javonte Williams stinks. The Broncos stink. He puts raisins in his fucking potato salad. He's a horrible cook. He's a horrible cook.
Potato salad?
Yeah, he's horrible. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a horrible cook. Like, yeah, you're better than the Raiders. They're 0-3, but you still are not better than the Chiefs and the Chargers, my man. Like, you can't bring that team to your division and think like, yo, let's ride. Like, no, son. Catch the bus back to Denver. You're done. You're cooked. Literally. All right, we're going too hard into this, man. Brian, are you watch this podcast ever? Do you? Respond and tell us how good he is. Make your case. State your claim. That's it. Give me a reason to stop putting him on my lows. He's a new quarterback number 16.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt.
Diversify.
Wow.
All right.
All right. That wraps up highs and lows.
And that is yes.
Okay. All right.
Whew. We did that.
So, our next segment that we're going to jump into is something that I'm enjoying. I don't believe I had a great week. However, let's get into our weekly pick'ems.
Let's take it away.
All right, Lau, let's get a recap of how we did last week. What are the season standings?
All right, we'll go with last week first. Jose, 2 correct, 4 incorrect. Jake, 4 correct, 2 incorrect. Yours truly, 4 correct, 2 incorrect. So Jake and I both went 4 and 2. Jose went 2 and 4. That brings our season totals to Jose in third place with 7 out of 11, a 389 percentage. I've stepped up to second place, 8 and 10, 444. And Jake still at the top, 11 and 7, a 611 prediction rate.
That's
Nicely
crazy.
done. Bravo. Yeah.
Thank you.
Doing good. But without further ado, that'll get us rolling into week 4's match-ups. First match, Mike is playing Mr. Loud. Who you guys got?
I'll go first. I have Loud. I got you winning here. Projections right now don't stand and look all different and funky. But I think Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts could do similar. Aaron Jones can outscore Jonathan Taylor. I like Devontae Adams again. I'm liking him here against Denver. I'm going with Loud.
I will choose Mike.
Obviously.
For reasons I don't want to dive into, but I think Mike has a shot.
See? You see this collusion?
What?
I don't know. Why would you not get into it?
because I don't want to affect the outcome
Yes.
of the game. I don't want people to like get in and start making changes based on what I think.
Okay, fair.
But I believe there's some spots on both on these teams that have to get changed.
Okay. Carry on. Mike is.
I can't hear loud. What'd you say, loud?
I muted myself. Sorry, I was yelling at the
That's
cat.
okay.
I was gonna say, respect that. Definitely do have to change some things, but right now Mike is looking like a heavy favorite, I would say. So I am picking Mike.
And listen,
All right.
here's the thing. What I like about this matchup is like it's two good teams. It's two of the better teams that we've seen so far. So it's gonna be a fun matchup. And like
Yeah, definitely.
Is there? Yeah.
Lau
I would
comes
like to
out-
see.
Lau comes at 4-0 in
I
this
would-
one, and it's like, it's putting some heat on people. So
Yeah.
I think for
It'll be a tough
fun, you
matchup.
should put in Kenny Pickett and George Pickens should be in lineups. Just for the fun of it. See what happens. We're not gonna get that all year.
Get the
This is the matchup we've been waiting for.
Pick him for
Yes.
the Pickens.
All right.
yes, take out Jalen Hurts, replace him with a quarterback that's not going to play till week 12 against a receiver that nobody can throw to.
I'll tell you what, Mike does that. I'll definitely
Yeah.
play Pickens in my flex.
All right.
All right. Next
All right.
matchup we have.
Next match, we have Adam playing Jake.
Oh, yay. Anyone want to go first?
I'll go first. I'm going to
Yes.
pick Adam because I was looking at the projections, as one does when they're predicting and stuff like that. Adam has like very even projections, as in like he doesn't have like one guy who's like expected to or projected to be like 30 points or something like that, but like a lot of his players have a good projection number. Like there's a good average, so I think he's going to come out stronger. So I'm picking Adam.
So you're saying he has more players with less upside, not as volatile.
Yes.
Not as up. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I am going to pick Jake. And the reason I'm picking Jake are two reasons. One, because that's my brother and I love him and I want him to win. Two, Adam beat me by 0.3 to get to the championship. So suck it. So
All right.
But did you pick him the past 3 weeks at all? Because then that just defeats the whole. Like, why just this week? You're worried about the championship. You beat one about the last 3 weeks.
Listen, he picked what he picked.
That's fair, man. Listen.
well, listen, Adam's projected like right now it's 54% chance to win to 46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's a close
I like
matchup.
it.
listen,
Yeah.
I'm picking the underdog.
Of course.
I'm in. Lock it
Now,
in.
listen, that's
You're
fair.
locked in.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, does
Lock
it help
in.
that both of you picked him? I mean, listen, I'm picking
Well,
myself.
Jake's picking Adam too. He can't pick
No,
against
I'm picking
Adam.
myself. I'm picking myself for many reasons.
All right.
One, I can't doubt myself anymore. I think I have a really good team. Two, whatever. It's just me. It's I have a nice London game, I believe. I have my flex in the London game, so I'm hoping by the time you guys wake up, I'll already be 25 points deep in that ass. Let's go.
Yo, I'm in. I like it. I got some Alvin Kamara in that game, so if you could put that in the atmosphere and get that going, I'd appreciate it.
No,
Yeah,
I
you need
have no
Kamara to
reason.
get going. All right.
Yeah, we'll talk about your matchup when we get there.
I do want to say that Aaron Judge did hit his 61st home run, a go-ahead shot in the 7th inning, tying Roger Maris's American League record.
Oh my God, live on the podcast.
I want to say never bring baseball into this podcast again. Thank you.
Well, kick rocks.
Yeah.
All
Go
right.
Phillies.
On that note, next match.
Go
Oh,
Phillies.
jeez. There we go. All right. Shouldn't have said that. Here we go. Anyway,
Go Birds.
next matchup is Jeff and Brian. Who you guys got?
God. I think they trajectorily have gone like lower and lower each week. I'll just throw it out here really quickly. I'm going Jeffrey. That's simple. No reason to go into this matchup by any stretch of the means. I like Saquon. Wink, wink. Brian, give him to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know there's a trade there. I mean, who who he acquired. Is he going to play? I mean, there's some changes to make. There's some things to do, but overall, Jeffrey will win this matchup.
I have also picked Jeffrey. Beavers needs a quarterback, man.
Don't spoil it, but he needs one.
I will go with B Rich here. Both 1 and 2, 1 and 2.
He said,
I know. I'll go B Rich.
All right.
I just don't think Justin Jefferson's going to go all the way to fucking London to put up 4 points again. That's all.
That's true. There you go.
So, especially if Chris Olave is expected to ball out, then I think he's going to want to ball out on the other side. So
yeah.
I don't think Justin Jefferson has stopped wanting to ball out. He's just
he just hasn't received the ball out.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
but we'll see.
I think I'll step it up too. Yeah.
So I'll go be Rich.
Cool. All right, Jose, I'm going to go back to you again for the next one. Charles is playing Tom. Who do you have?
This one's crazy to me because Charles is so strong at running back. Austin Eckler's not playing well, as in like that return. And Josh Allen is like a force of nature, like a beast. Like he's just imposing his will on people.
Yeah, he's really good.
And they just played. Who did they play last week? Josh Allen. Who did they play?
Miami.
And
lost. Was
that the Miami game they just lost? Or that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because that was last week. They beat the. Yeah, it was Miami.
Miami beat the Ravens last week with 1 million touchdown passes.
Who did Buffalo play last week?
Oh, who did Buffalo play? What?
The week before. I mean,
who did Buffalo play? It was Buffalo.
I'm gonna figure it out. 1 second.
No, I'm saying the Ravens Miami game was 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, that's when he had 40 points. Tyreek Hill had 40 against the Ravens. So last week he played Buffalo.
It was Buffalo.
You have to understand, Buffalo. They came down to Miami and they played where it's really, really hot. Did you see those boys? They couldn't breathe. They were dying.
Josh Allen coming off the first loss of the season might be dangerous.
Crush Baltimore.
Which sucks for I know Baltimore, but their Baltimore secondary
Crush
sucks.
Crush them, clearly.
It sucks. So I could see Charles winning, but I'll pick Tom.
Okay. Jake?
I'm going to go Tom as well. I don't think the matchup is as close as the numbers say, and I think it'll be Tom. That's all I'm going to say.
I am also picking Tom. My thought was the same as what we had been reflecting on. Josh Allen is going to ball out because the Ravens secondary is deep in the injury report.
Okay, yeah, I can see that being the case.
Next matchup: 2 men, 1 set of names. Papo is playing Joey Bone.
Yeah. Sure.
Jake, who you got, bud?
I have the Deuce. I'm going with the Deuce is back. I love, I can't, it's not like the same thing. Like, yes, I love you. Yes, my brother, but like, it's a game we play here, right? I'm going with Dad. Dad is, I like his team, weirdly enough. And yeah, that's it. Did Kyle Pitts get top 6 last week? Okay, well, listen, that's a start. But unfortunately, I think that's it.
I'm also picking Papo, mainly because he's just been higher up in the total team scoring. Pity City needs to show me.
I didn't notice.
Pity City needs to show me a little more points per game before I can start picking them. But maybe your trade will help you. round things out. You got a new chef coming to the kitchen, so we'll see what happens.
I might even put him in. I might even start Gino this week, to be honest with you.
All right.
Anyway,
who you picking out of yourself or your dad?
Debating. Pity City.
That boy.
Fuck, listen.
Right. Of course, we got it, man. It's okay.
Keep the faith, right? Trust the process and all that.
He scored a lot, but fucking 80 points was against 2 fucking receivers one week. He didn't score a lot last week when he put up 5 and 14 out of them. So, like, Thursday night, those white jerseys the Bengals are playing are going to have the Miami score less, just on the jerseys alone. They're fire.
Those are fire.
Nice.
So, I'll listen, Pity City.
There you go. Love a guy with confidence. Last matchup.
Absolutely.
AJ against Ronnie. I'll go first. I'm picking AJ over Ronnie because I'm trying to not have anybody have the same record as me. So.
Damn. Holy crap. Oh, man, that was serious. I'm going to go with, take standings out of it, where I would stand, where they would stand. I'm going to go with Ronnie for the sole purpose of just, like, winning your matchup with Cooper Rush. It's hysterical to me. And that's all. That's it. That's
all the
it.
Coopers.
These are two Coopers. Yeah, the Coopers get called out on this podcast, all right? So I think it's great. He's got Cooper, Ezekiel Elliott, like, whoa. Tony Pollard across him in the other matchup. It's just a battle of the Cowboys, baby. And I'm excited for it. And I think Ronnie's going to take it. And because AJ doesn't know how to use little dots in the nickname.
I will go with Ronnie because I think that a Stephon Diggs and Jamar Chase can pop off at any time.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, all jokes aside.
Yeah. That is a very real threat every week.
Well, like here's what I'm saying though. Like going back to like Bopple having Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, like they can pop off like they did, obviously. But like the odds of them having 40 like that again, obviously, like throughout like rest of the season, like in a game like that, is crazy. But Stephon Diggs and Jamar Chase are on separate teams, so they could have 40 every week. Like that's still realistic.
100%.
That's what I mean by that.
Yep. No, I get what you're saying totally.
I'm not saying they can't ball out in Miami. They absolutely can. And they probably will because I'm playing them this week.
But those two guys are the stars of their team, essentially.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. And they're either going to have Teddy Bridgewater throwing the ball or Tua Bakhtiari is going to be out there. He shouldn't be out there. The NFL should be sued.
Yeah, I
said it here on the podcast. The NFL should be sued if they put Tua out there because my man has spaghetti legs.
YouTube has already flagged us, just for you saying.
Yeah, if this does not get pulled by the NFL by upload time, Roger Goodell has spies. He needs to turn the ball over to play. And that's it.
Oh, man.
I don't know how to say anything at all.
All right, fellas. That's our matchups of the week. We're locked in. Best of luck to all of you.
We are getting towards the 30-minute mark, which is kind of where I like to keep it, like under 40, 30, 35 minutes. So we're not going to be much longer. But before we wrap this up, we will have to get into some bold predictions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
On something one of you guys said about matchups, what happened? Oh, from last week?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Get it out there.
I wanted to, for the record, I hit a bold prediction last week. We said that Kyle Pitts was going to finish in the top 6. He finished at number 6. I said it would be between 11 and 15 points. It had 13.4 or something like that. So
Can't much more between 11 and 15 than that.
you can't. So it was a bold prediction. It hit. I was excited for it.
I do like that we called the amount of points that he needed to do that. So props to that as well.
Right.
So
nicely done.
Well,
since you're on the high pedestal, you want to go with yours first, Jose, for this week?
Sure. This week's bold prediction: the Oakland Raiders going to get their first win. Double down. Pity City getting their first win. Boom.
Oh, that's so bold of you.
We both go.
You're aligning your team's trajectory with the Raiders?
Yes.
That's a bold strategy and a bold prediction.
Las Vegas and Manahawkin, sometimes they're not too different. What am I supposed to do?
I'm gonna cry, laughing, of course, when Las Vegas wins and like you did it, and then it's just like, wow, you are the Oakland Raiders. You become the Oakland Raiders. You're like it's like the Las Vegas Raiders and the Oakland Raiders. You know, it's like the Wish version and the Amazon version.
Now, if you had said Manahawkin and Oakland had a lot in common, I would have went with that.
Oh man, that's great.
There's no similarities.
I mean,
they couldn't be any more different.
Oh man.
What the Mohegan? Not Mohegan. What's it called? Mandalay Beach is like the similarity. Like there's not LBI, Manahawkin, and Las Vegas have nothing in common. Zero.
That's fair. No, they have zero wins.
I like it though.
That's the commonality.
There you go. Nailed it. Oh, that's funny.
So,
Beavis, what's yours?
My mine changed in the middle of the podcast. If you can imagine that, there was something that was said about the matchups that doesn't sound like I could predict something that might change. So I'll say it maybe off air. But my new bold prediction on the spot is Tom Brady's going to throw 2 interceptions.
Oh.
He's playing the Chiefs. It's getting more and more not bold to see him fail, which is weird. His wife's not at the games. I feel like we have to update that every time now. So, he's going to throw 2 interceptions. He wants to get off the field and make a phone call his wife. Like, let me just get the hell out of here. Oh, I threw a lob to the ghost of Antonio Brown. Yo, what's up? Like, he's occupied. So,
he's thrown his picks to try to get benched.
Yeah, he wants to go home. He wants like a reason because he's too strong to walk off on his own power.
I'm out.
He only played this game for 25 years. He knows how to win, so he knows how to orchestrate a loss too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I read a
2
stat.
picks.
I read a stat that Tom Brady never had a team that their defense let up 43 points or more in the game.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's insane. That's like statistically just impossible to do. That's crazy.
It's crazy. I forget, but like the other part of the art, like of that, like that graphic was like how many Peyton Manning had, how many Aaron Rodgers had, how many like all these other great quarterbacks, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, and then like Tom Brady 0 games of 43.
Crazy.
All right, Lau.
Crazy.
Take us home.
Mine kind of has to do with letting up points and stuff like that and matchups and things like that. It's a lot harder to do since we've gone to the fractional scoring, but I think a tie is coming to the league.
Love to see it. Do you want to predict who? Just throw it out there?
I don't. I just think it's going to happen to somebody. And I do like when it happens because it's hysterical.
Yeah, it's very fun.
If I go 3-1, I probably won't be on the show next week.
Okay. Jake and I hold it down. It's all good.
Because I'll tell you this, that would mean that Las Vegas is now 0-3-1.
Oh.
True.
We run parallel universe now.
All right.
Joey Carr is my name.
Joey Carr, baby. Joey Carr bomb. Yeah, this is going off the rails.
I love it.
It's been a great podcast as always. Arrest Brett Favre. Arrest Brett Favre. Bring home Brittany Griner. I think reverse the Boston Celtics head coach bullcrap. Gilbert Arenas brought a gun into an arena and got suspended for 60 games. It's just Nia Long of now, not Nia Long of the past. All right, listen, gentlemen, it's been great. Life is a waste of time. Time is a waste of life. So let's get wasted all the time and have the time of our life.
All right.
On that note, our podcast is probably going to get Me Too based on what Jake just said.
Yeah. Pray for Florida. Pray for Florida.
Yes, seriously.
Puerto Rico,
Hilarious.
Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. Sleep.